We got a hot one today. Another interview with a Pacoima icon, a Pacoima native. Um, we kicking it off today with Marcus Jones. Went to Kennedy, been around the neighborhood for a while. So I know a lot of you guys probably know Mr. Jones, but we gonna get into his story today. So Marcus, what year were you born, man? Where you grow up at?
Hey, for Stone, man, thanks for having me on here. Stone and Bone, appreciate you guys, man. I was born in 1968, man, in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania.
Oh, wow.
68.
Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Okay.
That's right.
Okay. Stiller country, huh?
Yep, it's up there on my wall. Yep.
Oh, so you a Steeler fan?
Yes, sir.
I didn't know that. Oh shit. Okay.
Feel me? You feel me? We always, that's why I like to dig a little bit, man. 'Cause we always find
Okay.
out things people didn't know. So, do you remember living in Pittsburgh? Like, how old were you when you guys left?
We left. My stepdad married my mom when I was 4, and he picked us up and moved us to California when I was 4. So I still remember the snow being in Pittsburgh. I remember all playing out there, running around. But other than that, yeah, I remember a lot from up to age 4. But otherwise, raised in Los Angeles in California.
Oh, okay. All right, that's cool. So,
Excuse me.
did you move directly to Pacoima when you guys moved to Cali, or was it? Did you take the scenic route? How'd you get to
We
Pacoima?
we went straight to Pierce Apartments right there on the
Wow.
Glen Oaks and Foothill. I'm sorry, Glen Oaks and Pierce Street. That first building on that corner, the second floor. We were the second unit. My bedroom window faced McClay Junior High's grad.
Right there, right upstairs, bro. That's crazy, man. Everybody done came through the piers, homie. It seems like. You feel what I'm saying? Everybody done came through the piers apartment, Stone. So I was there when you was there, Marcus, but I didn't even know. So that's crazy.
Yep. I
So,
was, yep.
do you remember anybody from the Pierce when you lived in there? So
Gosh,
that's
there's
good.
so many,
So you
so
say you
many
was
dudes.
about 4 or 5 years old. This is about 1972, 73, huh?
That was 72. We moved there. So I was just turned 4,
So I was
and
in
then
there.
yep. So it was what
Wow.
my birthday 68. So I was 4. It was probably after, if I had said 73, we moved there because I started school. I was only 4 years old when I went to Pacoima Elementary in kindergarten. I started school. So,
Damn.
Oh, you
but
went to Pacoima Elementary?
yep, I went there
Oh,
kindergarten and first grade.
okay. You don't remember any of your classmates? Anybody you went to school? Anybody ring a bell from back then?
Oh gosh, I just remember names. I just remember nicknames like Lady and Man. That was their nicknames. I didn't know their real names, but
We know who, and look, and we know who that is too, for
you
real.
know where
So,
they are.
they come out of the Pierce apartments, lady and man. They come out the Pierce. Real
Yep.
talk.
That's
Yeah.
good.
So there's so many people. I can't. I forgot some of their names. I see them
I
on
grew up with
Facebook. I know
them.
them on. Yep. Yeah. So, but it's a lot of people. I see them on Facebook now.
Mm,
And just remember them, but I can't think of all their names. Now it's a lot. It's a lot.
okay.
Stone.
So,
Stone,
what's
hold,
up?
let me say this. So that means that me and you were going to school at the same time and didn't know each other then, bro, because we born in the same age, same year, and we lived in apartments at the same time, bro. That's
Yep.
crazy. Just missed each other. He lived in the front, which would later on be the hangout where I used to hang out with the Van Nuys boys upstairs. That would be Bobby's spot, right in the front of the piers, bro. Right
Yep.
there. That's out the window that you can see McClay. So I know exactly where he stayed. That's
I
real.
used to go down. I used to go down on Sundays. This is back when you could take a quarter and get a newspaper. I would take all the newspapers out and sell them. Stand on that corner.
That's right.
And make
Hustling
like
at an early age. That's right. See, so it's been in our blood.
So
Right.
you would take the newspaper and sell it for a quarter?
yeah. Back then, they had the newspaper rack, And so you put a quarter in there, and it opens up the whole thing. You could take all the
Right,
You was,
right,
papers.
right. I know exactly. Okay,
you was
okay.
supposed to take one. Remember, some
Supposed to
people
take
took
one.
one.
So you
I
get
took
all.
all. Yep.
Hey, that's a hustler's mind, though. That's a hustler's mind right there. I'm not
Yeah.
mad. So okay. So you say first and second grade. No, kindergarten and first grade.
Kindergarten first.
You, you was at Pacoima Elementary.
Yep.
So where'd you go after that?
I went to Sharp Elementary School. My godmother worked. She worked. It was somewhere in Pacoima, but it was called Sharp Elementary School. My godmother, she worked there, and she lived in the unit next to ours. So
Wow.
she was like a teacher's aide. So she thought that school was a bit better than Pacoima. So I went there third grade. I'm there, and I'm sorry, second grade. I'm there, and then third and fourth grade. You ever heard of Mary Immaculate Catholic School? It's like off of Van Nuys, past
I, I think I
Yeah. I heard of that. I think that's in the.
like
I think that's in the. Where is that?
it's
That's
like
not in the
that's not the
projects,
one
is
that's
it?
near the project.
no,
That's
not
not.
that one. It's like near Laurel Canyon and Van Nuys.
I think I know where. Yeah, I heard of that
Okay,
one
I know
too.
where I know where it's at. Okay, so
So
you went
I
to
went
Catholic
there.
school.
Yeah, it's a Catholic school because my mom was Catholic. So I went to third and fourth grade and went to Catholic school. And so it was all mostly Hispanics, mostly Mexican kids. And then it was me and my brother and sister. We're the only black kids in the whole school.
Okay, okay. So so that was the elementary life right there. That so you finished elementary at Mary Immaculate.
Yeah, actually, after I left them, I left that school after fourth grade and went to Valley Alternative. So I went Valley Alternative fifth through ninth grade.
Oh, Valley Alternative started in the fifth.
Yeah, they were a K through 12 school, kindergarten through 12th grade.
One of the.
And
Yeah.
I went there from fifth grade through ninth, and then after for high school, went to Chatsworth first. For my 10th grade year, went to Chatsworth. My mom didn't want me to go to San Fernando, so she's like, you know. She always had me bus. She always send me out to schools that weren't McLean, weren't San Fernando. She's like, nah, you're not going to those schools. So
Question.
My mom was the same way. I got bused. I got bused all. I got bused to the West Valley though. I got bused to Lawrence well,
with
elementary.
Lawrence,
I was all over the place. But junior
yeah,
high school, I went to Lawrence, and then I went to Chatsworth, and ended up at Cleveland.
yeah. So I went to Chatsworth in 10th grade. I hated Chatsworth. I'm like, I hated it, but because my friends went to Kennedy. They all went to Kennedy. I didn't tell my mom that's where I wanted to go. She's like, well, I'm putting you in Chatsworth. So I'm like, all right. So I went to Kennedy 11th and 12th grade year.
Okay. So before we get to the high school, what Pop Warner team did you play for?
How you gonna steal my? How you gonna steal my? I want to ask, how you gonna do that, bro?
Okay,
Man, too
go
late.
ahead and
No,
ask.
go ahead. Nah, you done
Go
did it,
ahead and
bro.
ask,
Now go ahead,
Stone.
Marcus. Tell him anyway. He Stone. I'm gonna get you, Stone. I'm gonna cut your ass.
I,
Come
I,
on.
I go I go back. Well, before Pop Warner, I played at the rec. The rec,
Okay, the
Lakes and
terrace.
Terrace.
Okay.
So I played flag football first at the rec, and then I played flag football one year, and then next year went and played for the North Valley North Valley Golden Bears. So
Question. Who played on that flag football team with you that went on to play Pop Warner with you? Did anybody?
nobody went on, but Mark Carter, remember him?
Yep.
Mark Carter was on the team.
Okay.
Bobby Hardy.
Okay.
Robert Hardy, his dad was our coach. It was, but
Okay.
those are the two dudes I remember that I maintained contact with after we stopped playing Pop Warner. But
Okay.
went to the Bears. They were Lance Brown, Brett
Okay.
Logan.
Okay.
All those dudes were all playing with the Bears first, and then I'm trying to think. Dwayne Fontenette was there.
Okay.
Is that right?
We were all, yeah, we were all on the same team. Yeah.
Hey, who was your arch rivals, Marcus? What team you finished? Who did you hate the
Dolphins.
most? Oh, okay. Who did you hate the most from Pop Warner?
Me
Yeah, your team.
first.
Okay.
It was the Valley Dolphins first, and then it
Okay.
was the Savannah Braves.
Okay. The Bears, they got them Braves and them Bears. Always them Bears and them Braves. It's been
Yeah,
that
the Braves,
rivalry.
because everybody knew each other. Everybody,
Right.
I'm up. I was in the late. My parents moved. We moved out of Pierce apartments up to Lakeview Terrace in '76. But
Okay.
Lakeview Terrace is just an extension of Pacoima.
Come
So
on.
that's all.
Let them say it again. Yes, it
So
is.
and we
What
all knew each other. So and I didn't go to school with a lot of guys there, but I knew we knew playing each other at the rec, doing stuff.
Right.
So we always played. So we knew a lot of guys on the Braves, and we playing for the Bears. So
what street did you live on in the terrace?
on Vanport.
Oh, you lived on Vanport? Oh, okay.
Yep, yep. Right, Ralph Terabella and
Right, right,
Vanport.
right, right, right. Okay.
A lot of
Okay.
history, memories, all that, huh?
Man.
So
Wow.
much, man. It's a lot. I still remember my street address there, the phone number.
Wow, that's right. I do too. Hey, I do too. I remember my address and my phone number straight up from my house on DeHaven Street. Real
Yep.
talk.
So
Yeah.
Crazy.
So
so you
it's
say
wild.
it was Brett Logan, that's Spoon, right? It's Train and Spoon.
Yeah.
Logan, yeah,
Trading
yeah,
Spoon.
yeah. So Spoon, he
Yeah,
was
it
on
was
your team.
Brett Logan, Kenny Furness,
Furnace, yep.
Oh, okay, Kenny Furnace.
Yep.
Yeah.
Kenny
Okay.
Furness, Lance Brown. Lance Brown was on the team. I'm trying to think some other dudes, some of the guys. That's all I remember right now. There was a
Did
lot.
y'all
There was a lot.
did y'all win
James
the
Davidson.
championship? Was
Yeah,
y'all the
we beat
championship squad?
yeah we tied we beat Edwin Jones. He played for the Dolphins. So we played them in the championship my first year and won. And
Okay.
then the next year we played the championship against the Chargers. So it was like Deion Lambert, Stacy Ramsey,
I was there.
Patrick
Hey,
Harden.
was that the one when we played? We tied 0-0.
It was 0-0.
There you
Yep.
go. I played.
We
That's the
tied.
one. Yeah, with Devonshire Downs. Yes, sir.
Never
That's
sit
right.
down.
That's where it started right there when I met Mark. There it is right there. Seventh grade. Seventh
Yep.
Bone,
grade.
Bone,
Zero.
You had on a uniform?
Yeah, homie. I was number 40 for the Chargers. We played them in the
Yep. I remember.
championship.
Yeah.
Zero
Yep.
zero. Played them and we tied them. Patrick got
So,
hurt that game too, bro.
Who
yep.
got hurt?
Patrick fucked his neck up or some shit in that game
Yep.
or something. Yeah, that was fucked. Excuse my language, but yeah, Patrick got hurt.
Yep.
Patrick was the shit, boy.
That dude.
And he wore that number 33. Then we had Ronald Hardy, linebacker, Deion Lambert,
Deion.
cornerback, Stacy Ramsey, running back, Knox. I can't think of his something Knox. I forget his name. Our midgets
Yep.
went to the championship that year too. So we had the midgets and we was mighty might. Seventh grade,
Yep.
dude. Real
They were
shit.
tough.
When he
Yep.
said that, I thought about it when
Bone,
he said the
Bone
Chargers.
had a uniform on. Is
Number
that right?
and yeah, number 40 was blue. Now listen, football was what it was. Next year I met my girl in the ninth grade. The rest is history. You feel what I'm saying? We go there
Yep.
another story.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah,
So
bro, play football.
so the Bears and the Chargers tied 0-0 for
0-0.
the game?
It,
Wow.
yeah.
Yeah,
There
yeah, it
was
was
some
It,
tied
hard,
0-0 championship,
there was
bro.
some hard hitting going on out there, huh?
Hey,
it,
can I say this too? That's when Chris Richards, remember when I said they banned him with. Marcus and them banned him when that was Chris Richards and
the
them. They went
Richards.
and played. We was all there that year, bro.
Yeah. It's
Real talk.
all the games were at CSUN at Devonshire Downs.
Devonshire
You be
Downs.
here the whole day watching all the games. So it
That's when
was
Tuffy Reynolds punked
tough.
Ty Bridges. I'm gonna tell it again. In the stands. I'll never forget it. I saw that shit too. Yeah, Tuffy, you
But
did that to Ty. We know that.
but
But go on.
but Todd, man, he had an attitude. He would come up hanging out for Pacoima,
See?
because he was on TV. So he
See?
would come up hanging out for Pacoima like he was all good. He would get beat up all the time.
You hear that? So real talk. That's Ty Bridges we talking about, Stone.
I know you talking about.
Different strokes,
I'm
different
about to,
folks.
I'm about to,
Yep.
I'm about to push some buttons just because. So So now the Chargers is not around no more, but it's a lot of Braves that be watching it, that be watching. Well, how did y'all do against the Braves?
Who
Who was?
Arte? We did us.
How
We
did the Bears? We got the Bear on. I want to see what the
Okay.
Bears got to
they
say.
weren't that the first year we played them. We it was a good game, but we still won, right? And then the one year, Fred Fletcher, remember him?
Freddie Fletcher. Yep.
Freddie Fletcher was a running back, and
That's
dude,
yeah.
I got a scar on my chest from tackling him because his cleat went underneath the shoulder pad and scarred my chest up. Just, but
Wow.
we won. We always beat them, but it would. They didn't have the talent that we had. You know, we had so many dudes that were good, man. So it was they didn't have the talent.
There it is. There it is. There.
Hey, there
He
it is
said it.
there. Hey,
He said it.
I'm just starting stuff. So, was
That's
it
right.
was the Trojans around?
Trojans
Yeah,
or Chargers? The Trojans.
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 Yeah,
East Valley Trojans. They were
was they
trash.
around?
They were trash. They were trash. It was Sun Valley Falcons,
Right.
Burbank Vikings. They weren't good. East Valley
Right.
Trojans. They had some good players like John Diggs was there. John
Okay.
was good, but it was always either the Bears or the Dolphins. And then once the Dolphins went away, it was the Chargers.
And I only played 1 year for the Chargers. That was the 7th grade.
Yep.
So that was my only year. And then I called myself trying to play football in the 9th or whatever, or the 10th or some weird shit. And the rest is history again. You know me, man.
Yeah,
So,
what's name was
yeah.
on the Chargers? Tommy Howard. Tommy Howard was good on the Chargers.
So
Arnold Howard, Sean Clark, John Brazil, Kevin Simon, Kim Simon. I think one of them was on my squad. You had McIntyre. I can name them. I remember them cats, bro. That was my first year playing Mighty Might, homie. We lost to the Dolphins, but we came back and beat them in the playoffs to end up playing Marcus them or something like that. I remember we lost to the Dolphins, and I got to
It's Steve
start that
Epstein.
game. I
Yep.
got to start against the Dolphins, Stone, playing nose guard. For real. Coach Taft let me start. He said, but I was sick. I got sick too. So,
did you get any tackle for losses? Sack?
I don't remember. I remember. I don't know. I think I might have tried to grab Edwin for a loss. I don't know, but I only played 4 plays. But I was sick. They let me, I only played 4 plays, dude. That was it coming off the bench. They let me start the first 4 plays of the game. I started that game, and that was it. I was garbage, homie. I was garbage. But I played on the championship team, though, so I don't give a shit. Coach Howard put me out there receiver and told me to go catch the ball. But back to you, Marcus. It ain't about me right now.
Oh, good.
What position did you play, man?
When I first started playing Pop Warner, they had me a quarterback first, but I couldn't. I went from flag where they just hiked the ball to you, and I could never get under center and take the snap. So I kept fumbling the ball, and back then you could wear stickum, right? And so I had all this stickum on, right? Then they switched me from quarterback to running back, right? So then the next year they had that I played tackle. Offensive tackle. I played defensive line, offensive tackle. The next year, the third year I got better, so they put me out. I played receiver that my last year. Then I played on the defensive line in Pop Warner. So I kept getting better every year. But I wasn't a quarterback because I couldn't throw.
Okay. That's deep. So you was playing on the line. You was okay in Pop Warner. So okay, so now during this time you're in middle school, correct?
Yep.
And what we back then it wasn't middle, it was junior high.
Junior high back then.
Yeah. What junior high school were you going to at this time?
I went to Valley Alternative from 5th grade all the way to 9th. So I was there.
And ninth, okay.
Yep. So
And
that's
that
what,
and Valley Alternative that's the school that's by Birmingham, correct?
yeah. Yep.
Okay. So you took the bus there every morning?
Yeah, we had a bus that came and picked us up and would make all the stops. You know, I mean, you were bused, so you know how it is. You wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning. You know, man, get the bus stop at 6. It's dark. So yeah, so they would take us and then bring us home, bring us back to Fenton.
Was that a magnet school or was that or that's
It
a
wasn't a
magnet?
magnet school. It wasn't in the magnet program. I think it's a magnet school now. Back then, it was mainly a school for kids that had challenges with like normal school. Like kids want to talk back to the teachers, want to
Right,
fight the
right,
teachers.
right.
It was filled with a bunch of those kids. And my mom had me going there because my sister had some challenges with regular school. So my mom wanted us to all go to the same school.
All
So
at the same school.
Mhm.
Right,
yeah,
right, right. Okay, okay. So now was it LA kids getting bused there too?
yep, it was both. You had the Pacoima kids and the LA kids, and then you had the kids from the community, from where they live. Yeah, where the school was at.
So how was it? So was it volatile in there? Was everybody getting along for the most part, or was it
We got along, but a lot of LA kids thought the Valley dudes were soft. They didn't know we had a hood, Pacoima Lakeview Terrace, so they thought them coming from, Grape Street and all they streets, they can come down there and like run the school and try to punk us, and then once like me and my brother Sean, he used to fight all the time. He'd be the one getting in fights. And so once they saw that we weren't soft or these punks, we were all cool.
right, 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 right. Okay, okay. So so now you ended up when you went to high school, what school did you end up going to?
I wanted to go to Kennedy. I wanted to go to Kennedy because all my friends were there from the Bears. Most went to Kennedy. Some went to San Fernando, but most of my Pop Warner teammates went to Kennedy. But it was too late for me to get in, so my mom enrolled me at Chatsworth High School in 10th grade. But I was still young, so I was only 14 when I started high school. So I played when I was in 10th grade. I played Bantams for the Bears, the highest division in Pop Warner. I was able to play for them. I didn't play high school football until 11th grade.
Right. So you didn't play no football at Chatsworth at all? Not
No,
even B's or JV or B's
nope.
back then. No.
Yeah, it was bees back then. I didn't play that. I went out. I played basketball, but I was on the C's on the basketball team.
Man. Hey, that was weird though. It went from B's to varsity. It wasn't no JV back then, right?
No, not.
I played B's and then varsity. I wonder why I wasn't called just call it JV. Like why
Yeah,
you didn't call it JV?
it was weird. Football was weird. Yeah, they had in my 12th grade year they had JV. So, but they gave their games were different. They weren't like they played on the Monday. They played a game. It was weird.
Okay. So you said you didn't like Chatsworth. Why you didn't like Chatsworth? Just because your boys wasn't there, or
I knew James Perryman and Sean Bolding. Those are only two people I knew that were going there, and we were all on the same bus. They come to Fenton Elementary, pick me up, then go over to the hill, Hanson Hills by McClay, and pick them up. I didn't know anybody. I knew nobody, and then I just hated it, and I knew that wasn't where I wanted to be, man. So, man, and then those Heschers, remember the Hescher white boys?
yes,
And
sir.
they would chase.
Yep.
They would chase us, man. There'd be a gang of them because the campus was open, no gate, no fences.
Campus. Yep.
So we used to walk, we go to McDonald's over off the DeSoto, that McDonald's off DeSoto before school.
Yep.
And he Hester's like a group of them would chase me and my friend back on campus. That was like almost every day. And so
For real?
I hated it. So I would act like I was sick. I would dress up. I would put all these clothes on, beanie, jacket, and go to the nurse's office and tell her I wasn't feeling well. And then she'd take my she would take the temperature, and it would be high. So she would call my mom, and my mom would have to drive from Lakeview Terrace down to Chatsworth and pick me up. I did that like probably 3 or 4 times a month.
Question. What y'all said? The Hesters?
The
Hester.
Hester. It's
Yo,
like
dude.
the long haired white boys. They wear the heavy metal shirts. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? They
And
probably ride on. They on their skateboards
they call
and
us names. Yeah,
Oh
yeah.
shit.
I didn't
Yeah.
like. I didn't have no like. They never like was with us. They weren't rowdy. I don't know when. By the time I got to Lawrence and Chatsworth, I never had no rowdy situation with
yeah.
the Heshers.
Oh, that's what you call them. Okay. Okay. I know what you're saying. Okay.
They was
That's what you call them.
they definitely was there. That's funny you say Heshers. I didn't know that, you know what I mean? Yeah, that's what we called them though. They had the long hair.
The
They
long
had
hair, the Vans.
heavy metal shirts. It was always a Van Halen or shit.
What do we
Led
call it? Damn.
Zeppelin.
Twisted
Les,
Sister.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Motley Crue. It was always some type of shirt. You know
And
what I'm
then they
saying?
smoke.
They had
Yeah. And they smoke too,
circular
so you could
bands.
smell them.
And yeah, they was taking their drugs. I tell everybody that. Like, man, you go to the hood, you knew, like, okay, weed or it loop or crack.
Yep.
You go out to like Chatsworth. Man, I remember this dude, this one kid. He had every drug you could. They knew all. They was on. They knew about all the pills and all that shit a long time ago. They was doing all kind of
Yeah.
drugs back then.
Yep.
All
Yeah.
the little psychedelic shit that kids is trying to do right now. That shit was going on in Chatsworth
Damn.
way long time
Yep.
ago.
Yep.
Okay.
Long time ago.
Damn. That's crazy. I didn't know about them Chatsworth days. I'd have been to all them high schools, but I didn't go to Chatsworth. Went to
Nah,
Monroe.
Chatsworth was a trip.
Okay.
yeah.
I
But
didn't do
I mean,
Chatsworth.
we had to, when I got to Chatsworth and Lawrence though, they had the LA bus that was coming in and it was
Yeah.
so
Now, question.
sometimes them situations was volatile. But what's
Okay,
up?
so Marcus, did anybody you know in the 10th grade go to Chatsworth with you? I don't know if you
I
asked that
knew
question.
two. There were 2 dudes that played at the rec. We were on the same team at the rec on the basketball team. It was
Okay.
Sean
That was
Bolding and James Perriman. My Monica Perriman's brother.
Yeah.
okay. So back then,
Those
okay.
those 2.
Okay.
That's the only reason I went was because of them. But they were a year ahead, so we weren't.
You know Kelvin Perriman, don't you, Bone?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I gotta see him. I gotta see him. I don't know nobody by their names. I know about. I
Yeah,
gotta see him.
Monica Perriman and you might know my sister. My sister Shatan, you know Shatan Murphy. She went to Chatsworth around in that time.
If I saw her, I probably wouldn't know her.
She used to hang out with Monica Perriman. Now that she's
Okay.
with her, yeah, that was one of her aces. But yeah, so yeah, I know a lot of the same people you know, man.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
So you ended up going to Kennedy, huh?
Kennedy, 11th, 12th grade. Yep.
11th to 12th grade. So so what was the difference from Kennedy to Chatsworth? What was the first thing you noticed when you got to Kennedy?
It was all my friends, man. It was cool because all my friends were there, man. It was like, and my Pop Warner football coach was the coach at Kennedy, so he got me into the school. He put my name on the list. That's how I got in. I got accepted.
Don't say Francola.
Now remember
Okay.
Leo Castro? Leo Castro.
I gotta remember. I gotta see the face. I'm not sure.
He was a Cleveland coach. He coached Cleveland Bees, but he had some association with Kennedy. So he got my name higher up on that list, that priority where they draw names. I had to go into that lottery to get and got my name picked. So that's how I got into Kennedy. But all my Lance Brown was there, David Dixon, James Jones was there first, and he went to Cleveland. No, he went to Cleveland first. James Jones was there. Edwin was there. Jerome Hill. All my guys I grew up.
Okay, let me ask you this: what was your record against the Tigers?
My pop, we beat them, and we were B like as I played B's in 11th grade, so we beat
Okay.
them that year. 12th grade year, we lost like 19-7. I remember that
Okay.
game. So
Okay. Who
because
was on
Dwayne,
that? Who was on that B squad? First of all, who was on that B squad with you?
it was Jeff Newman. No, he's not alive anymore.
Rest in peace, Jeffrey. Yeah,
Jeff, man,
Jeff
Jeff
was
was a
he was a
baller.
quarterback, huh?
Yep, Jeff was
Yeah.
nice, man.
Yes,
It
he
was Jeff.
was.
Jeff was James Davidson,
Okay.
Stacy,
Okay.
Ramsey, Edwin,
Okay.
Jones, Jerome Hill, Dwayne Fontenette. Gosh, I think there's so many. All the dudes from Pacoima and Lake Terrace we were all on B's at because
Dwayne was playing football.
Dwayne Fontenette, he was all right. He could catch, he had some speed, he was smooth. He was
Hey,
smooth.
for real, hey Stone. For real, it was like banging. Either you went to San Fernando or Kennedy, and that shit was really, it was real. A lot of hatred came up out of that, man.
It-
Especially, I went there in the 12th, bro. So I went there in the 12th when it was seniors. So
yeah,
that year, that was crazy.
but I was there. Lance Brown, they were all the dudes I grew up playing for the Bears with. They were all at Kennedy. So and now I should have been a year behind because my birthday, right? So I could have been in 10th grade with Edward and Jerome and all them because I always played in their age group playing Pop Warner. So just because when my birthday was, so that's how I do all them.
Right. So you end up. So you play. You say you play B's in 11th, and then you play varsity in 12th.
Yep, I played B football 11th grade, varsity football 12th. I played JV basketball 11th grade, and varsity basketball in 12th.
Oh, you play basketball too. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
Oh yeah.
I was all league
Hey,
in both.
hey. Marcus was the shit though. Marcus did his thing, Stone. Real shit. Marcus Jones' name rang. Marcus Jones. It rang too. Don't even get it twisted. It rang too out there.
I just wasn't. But a lot of people didn't really know me that. A lot of the guys didn't know me that well because I never went to. I didn't go to McClay. I didn't go to Fenton. I didn't go to McClay. I was
For real.
always to other schools. That's why people didn't know me as well.
Right.
Compared
But I met Marcus when he started going to Valley Alternative with
Yep.
with the guys on my street. Some guys that went on me because remember I wanted to go to. I was trying to go to school with them.
Yeah, we were
They
junior
was the only
high.
one on the block that got bust or whatever they did because they lived up the block. I lived down the block. For
Yep.
some reason, they was able to go, bro. I wanted to go with them. And that's how I met Marcus and them at Valley
Yep.
Alternative. I used to go up to that school. When he stayed up in the 9th grade, I used to go up there. I used to catch the bus up there, dude.
So the night before playing San Fernando, what was it like? What was Kennedy like? Was y'all turned up? Was y'all ready? Y'all was ready for the Tigers, or what was it like?
I mean, because you knew. I mean, you were. Even though we were sort of different schools. There were some dudes you didn't like. You didn't like them like some dudes. They didn't really know me. I know Pete Farmer. Me and Pete were cool, but on the football field, it was like he bust my lip that game. So my 12th grade year. And so, but we were like, yeah, we're gonna beat we're gonna whoop that butt. You know what I mean? I know they felt the same way, man. They would come up to the school at lunchtime and be outside the fence talking trash. Like the week of the game, it was crazy, man. But we lost. I remember it was 19-7. And so, but
Who was on that squad? Who was on your squad, Marcus?
in 12th grade on Kennedy,
Yeah.
it was Brett Logan, Andrew Como, Terry Wiles, Jeff was on the team.
Shout out, big bro.
Trying to think. Dwayne Fontenette, Edwin Jones, Jerome Hill, Ronald Hardy, Patrick Hardy, Dion Lambert.
Was Roman on that squad? Wasn't Roman on that squad too?
Roman Wilson.
Roman Carter.
I'm saying Roman Carter. Yeah, so we had a lot of good dudes, but
Hell yeah.
they had a lot of good players too, though, man. So it was hard. But oh my gosh, yeah. But now we cool. We see that when I come out there, we see each other now. It's like we've been friends for years.
As it
So
should be, man. That's
yeah, that's
always that's always good conversation, though, man. You can
yeah.
always you always got that. So so after after Kennedy, did you have any did you have get any scholarships or what was the next move? Did you already know what you wanted to do with the rest of your life when you finished high school, or what was that like?
I didn't start thinking about college till I think 11th grade, and then back then you start getting letters from schools like recruiting you, right? And so it was Hawaii, all these different schools sent me letters. But I remember I took a recruiting trip up to St. Mary's College up in there, San Francisco, and they offered me a scholarship, but they were like Division II, I think. They played against CSUN when CSUN had a football team.
Right,
So
right, right.
they offered me a scholarship, but I didn't want to leave. I was only 17 when I graduated, and I wasn't ready to leave home. So I went to junior college first. Went to Pasadena City College, and I grew because I was 5'11", 6 feet when I graduated that summer. I graduated. I grew to 6'2", the height I am now.
Man.
So, but I went to Pasadena City College. I set out my first year, and then played my last two there.
Okay. So did you did you start figuring out what you wanted to do with your life and what you was gonna major in and when you went to college and everything at
Yeah.
Pasadena?
When I was there, one of my coaches, everybody when you playing football, you thinking you get to like college, you thinking, okay, I'm gonna make it to the NFL, right? And I was good, but that's the dream, right? One of my coaches always tell me that you're gonna be successful in business, in corporate America. He would always tell me that. He didn't tell the other players. It was always me. So 'cause I had good grades and stuff, and then I thought I wanted to go into like finance and accounting, be a CPA, a certified public accounting, because I stuttered real bad back then. Man, I couldn't do an interview like this. And so I figured,
Right.
let me get like a job where I don't have to talk a whole lot. And you a CPA, you just pushing papers, writing the numbers down, right? So
Right.
that was what I thought my path was going to be. If I didn't make it to the NFL, I would get my degree and become an accountant.
Okay. So you was good at math? Math was your
I
thing?
Yeah, I was good. Like it's just assets and liabilities and balancing spreadsheets. You know what I mean? That's
Okay.
all.
Okay.
But you had to memorize all like different ways, the accounting terms, all that kind of stuff. You had to memorize all that.
That's deep. So so on the football field
Yep.
at Pasadena, you was getting it in? You was that guy?
Yeah, the first year I didn't play because that's when I grew, and I never lifted weights until I went. I didn't lift weights until I went there. So I
Wow.
couldn't even I couldn't even I couldn't even bench. I was benching like 95 pounds my first year there, right? And so there's men there. Remember, this dude's 21 years old,
Right,
just
right.
knocking out 300. I'm 17. They put 135 on there first, thinking I could bench it. I had to go start with the 25s
Just
and
the
bench
bar,
that.
right?
So I set out my first year. I went to school, but I didn't play. So the next year I came back and I started the last 2 years there as a receiver. So I made all conference and all state. I was third team all state my second
Wow.
year. So
Hey, that's that's a smart way to do it. A lot of kids go straight into, like, if you go to junior college, instead of starting your clock, you should take that year to just go to school.
yep,
That way you kind of get ahead, and then when you start playing and you play those 2 years, did you were you able to leave that spring because you had and get
Yeah, I had
into.
the, yep. I had the first whole year, so I went part time. I had like 10 units. That didn't,
Right,
so that didn't start my clock because I wasn't full time. So I went
right.
part time the whole first year. So I had like 20 units. So I left in the spring after my second year of playing.
After your second year of playing, right?
Yeah. Yep.
And that give you a leg up when you eligible to leave in the spring, cause
In the
them
spring,
those schools be wanting you to get that get into
the
their
spring
system
ball.
and everything. So you get into their spring ball, that's the best. I try to tell kids that all the time. Like, man, don't even play your first year of junior college. Just go to school and get the school part. Then and you're not losing no time.
No.
And
Are you
then you know you could, like you say, you could work out, get yourself
got stronger? Yeah.
bigger, stronger to be playing against grown men. And then when you able to leave in that spring, and coaches know, oh, he know how to go to school, he knows what it's about. It's a better
Yeah.
look. I wish I had known that, because I did that. I came out of high school, went straight to JC, and I wasn't about the school part of it.
Yep.
I was more in 13th grade. You know what I mean? And it just went all downhill.
Yeah.
But
Yep.
I think that's the smartest way to do it, man. Just go. You're not even using a red shirt year. It's just you just going to school and you
Just going to
getting
school.
bigger
Yeah.
because you know what you want to do. So I think that's smart.
Yeah.
So what so you ended up transferring to a 4-year school to a.
Yeah, I went to northern Arizona. I had a scholarship. I had offers from like Long Beach back then. Long Beach State had a football team. Nevada, Reno, some other schools. But I ended up going to northern Arizona because they had a dome, they had a turf and stuff. You know, I was
Okay.
like, they were the Division One AA, and
Right.
so but now it would be FCS now.
Right. Right. Right.
FCS level. But so I went there this spring, and I was going well. I was going to supposed to start, man. Then I hurt my knee in
Oh.
like practice, and so and then after I hurt the knee, I was like, I just lost that drive because once you go to that level, man, they say you're a student athlete. You know what I mean? Like you're a student then athlete. NAU had it now. They made it clear we paying $20,000 a year for you to go here. You're an athlete first, and then
Right.
you're a student. So they wanted me to like skip class, and so when I hurt my knee, I didn't have that drive no more to keep playing. So I let my scholarship go. Just came
Really?
back home. Yep.
Wow. So you came back home but you stayed in school?
I came back home, and then I didn't tell my parents because it was in the summer. I was supposed to go back to some summer school, right? And then I never went. And then my parents like, "Why are you still here?" I was like, "I'm not playing football no more." And then they thought it was because of my good girlfriend, which is my wife now. And I denied it. I was like, "It ain't because of her. I don't want to play no more." But it was partially, it was a lot because of her. Um, but anyway, so I came back home, and then my mom was okay. My dad was like hot. He wanted to kick me out the house, you know. And
Damn.
then I went to Pierce junior college. I went to Pierce out in Woodland Hills just to keep
Right,
going to
right.
school. And then I moved out, eventually, and then I transferred to Cal State Northridge, and I had to pay my way. It took me eight and a half years after high school to graduate because I had to pay my own way.
Right. That's cool. But that's drive though. What was your major? What was you majoring in?
Uh, it was uh,
Salute.
it was accounting at first at CSUN, but then it would have taken me another 3 years to even take an accounting class because it was so many people. So I switched to psychology.
Okay.
So and just took the psychology class, and I graduated in the 94.
In the 94. So you graduated with a psychology degree.
Yep.
Okay. So are you a psychologist or?
No, I just had the degree. One of my professors wanted me to keep going, but I didn't have money for grad school, right? So, but he wanted me to come work with him for free and keep going to school. I'm like, I got bill, I took out student loan. I had bills to pay, so when I graduated, I got hired by State Farm Insurance. So
Okay. So you got hired with State Farm Insurance, and so you started selling insurance, that basically,
now
or
I handle auto claims. So people that get in car accidents, I
right?
was you see no commercial where the lawyers tell you don't talk to the insurance adjuster, the
Right.
insurance company. I was the guy that they told you don't talk to. I'd be the one that would call and find out what happened in the car accident, stuff like so. I did that. That was my first job after I graduated.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
Did you like it?
it was cool. It was cool because you got to investigate stuff. You know what I mean? But remember, I grew up stuttering, man. It was, and then I had to call strangers, right, and take recorded statements and stuff. So I had to like work on my speech. You know what I mean? When I went to speech therapy and stuff. But it was cool because you got to investigate. You have to investigate like car accidents. And I would go out to like measuring skid marks and stuff like that to see where the accident happened. It was wild though because sometimes we would wear suits back then, and if I'm going to like a neighborhood I knew was Bloods, or I wasn't wearing a blue suit and I wasn't driving the blue car, right? Or the other way around was because they would come up,
Wow.
or I go to neighborhoods because they hired me, man. Check this out. State Farm hired me before I graduated. I was supposed to work in Mission Hills at State Farm there.
Right.
So a month before, right before I was about to graduate, I said, "Hey, you guys hired me. When do I start?" They were like, "We didn't hire you." I'm like, "Yes, you did. I already put my resignation in." So anyway, my wife knew somebody higher up at State Farm who knew the human resources person was a black man. He calls me into his office out in Westlake and says, "Yeah, I heard about the situation. I do have a job for you, but it's in El Segundo."
Wow.
So I had to drive from the valley to El Segundo for taking the 405, man. But my territory was South Central, Compton, Watts.
Wow.
That's my territory. So, and
Damn.
they gave us hazard pay, like an extra $400 a month just for handling that territory. So I would
Oh,
go out.
man.
I would go out, man, wearing suits, like investigating car accidents, and I would have to like take my tie off and like roll my so I can kind of blend in. But these gangbangers would come and ask me what set I'm from. Other
No, man.
Mexican gang, yeah, Mexicans, the Bloods and Crips. I'm like, bro, I'm just here investigating. I have my badge. I'm here investigating car accident scene. That's all I'm doing. All right, homie, you know. But I made sure I didn't wear blue or I didn't wear too much red. It was like gray.
Right.
It was crazy. It was wild, man. So I did that for like I was an adjuster for 8 years, and then I got promoted. I applied for a supervisor job. And we moved around. We were in LA, and I went to Arizona. We always stayed
Okay.
far with Atlanta. Then I moved back to for Fresno, California, and I got promoted to supervisor. Right? They promoted me to a supervisor over the clerical staff. So
Okay.
it's me, a black man managing a bunch of ladies, white ladies, Hispanic.
Wow.
Nobody looked like me, man. So I'm managing them, and that was different because working with women, being black, just the culture. Remember we talked about had the code switch.
Right. Explain what you meant by that. Explain it, man.
So you know how we talking now, like homeboy, homie, ain't
Right.
when I got with State Farm, we were in student ties, so I had to pronounce my words better and not use some of the words that I grew up using, saying y'all, ain't, I would have to say I can't, I would have to pronounce my words. And then even sometimes, you know, they already perceive us being aggressive, right? They think we just angry. So there were times where I would have to like lower my tone and not have so much bass in my voice. If
Wow.
I'm something that was bothering me,
Wow.
just to bring it down and not come across being this aggressive black man as they say we are. But so that was, I had to code switch, and then you told let them know that I can speak regular English, just like you guys were, just like we were taught. But there were times where outside of work, hanging out with them, I was able to let down some of my some of the code switching. But that was my life with State Farm. I got promoted right after my first supervisor job. 6 months later, I got promoted again to manager, right, to a higher level. But guess where it was in? I wanted to go out to Westlake and Thousand Oaks because I knew all those folks out there. I worked with them. They sent me to Fox Hills.
Oh wow.
And
So
so I
LA.
moved from Fresno. I moved to Porter Ranch, and then but I drove to Fox Hills to call Culver City every day because most of the people at Fox Hills were all black. So that's where they tended to put all the black employees was in that one building. So I'm managing the team of like women and men that look like me. It was crazy.
Okay. So was that so now when you were managing the blacks, did you still have to code switch or were you a little more you were more comfortable and able to speak a little more freely?
Well, I was still had to be professional, when it was in the group. But when
Right.
we had
Right.
our team individual meetings or at lunch and stuff, was able to let it down, just talk the way we talking now.
Okay.
But we all did it. It wasn't just me. We all
Right. Of
we
course.
knew
No,
the
I'm
we
just
knew we knew the
so
game.
so now
Coaching is not just being versatile. It's not just being a Swiss Army knife. It's that you're forced to compromise who you are and speak in other ways in order to survive. And the reason we're so good at it is because we haven't had a choice. And quite frankly, to become successful in this country, especially early on, you have to play a game where you have to make white people not uncomfortable of your blackness or your queerness or your womanhood. And the people who aren't good at it, you always wonder what happened to them. And then it's because they were not willing to play the game.
For a very long time, honey, they could have called me code instead of tab because that's how I lived my life. I realized I learned it at a very young age, watching my mama answer the phone and switch her voice when she talked to bill collector. Right? Something that simple. Or when we were out in the store and when, white women or men spoke to her, she would speak different.
dang, how do you so being a black man in that corporate environment, there is a certain, would you call it pressure to have to code switch or assimilate into who you're around, or is it a pressure to do that, or do you just know that this is what you need to do in order to keep the respect of the people around you?
I think you just know. I mean, for me, I just knew because playing sports, and then we had different people, Mexican, white people, black people being bused, from Pacoima, Lake Terrace out to Granada Hills and Chatsworth. So I was around different groups of people anyway, and then so it wasn't. It was just how it was. And my parents, they would tell me, hey, well, they prepared me, and would told me like, hey, when you go around these folks, the way you are in the house, you're gonna have to speak a certain way. And so, and I had friends, Jewish friends, Iranian, all my friends were that we were cool with. And so it wasn't pressure. The pressure was knowing that I had to work harder to get like a promotion. I had to work harder to than compared to somebody who was white, a white man or a white woman, right? I had to work harder and make sure my results were like here in order to make sure I'm getting great raises and promoting stuff like that.
So now in today's in today's environment, especially with like you got Trump in office, you got Charlie Kirk who just got killed, and it was this big thing about DEI hires and things like that. Would you consider yourself a DEI hire?
I, when I got hired with State Farm, remember the human resources manager was a black man, so he took care of me. And then the vice president of the state of California for State Farm, his name was Greg Jones. He was a black man.
Wow.
People thought I was related to him.
You was related to him. Wow.
So that opened that I never knew that for years until one day he brought me in. He brought me into his office. He said, "Hey, people think me and you are related." And he was in Woodland Hills, California. He brought me into his office, and he's like, and have him keep thinking that. Don't say you're not.
Wow.
So
that's right. Hell yeah, that's right.
He would look out for us.
So being a black man in that environment, even though we're being told by all these different people that, oh, we're in a post-racial society and everybody's the same, and if you have a DEI is bringing unqualified people into the corporate realm and taking white people jobs and stuff like that. How do you feel when you hear that type of stuff going on? Like what's your thoughts on like the, not Charlie Kirk getting killed, but just the things he was saying about DEI and that that stuff?
I mean, just being, I've hired people, and like I say, I think the best person should get the job. I mean, it's sad you had to have those programs, DEI, but then they changed that up, and DEI is more than just color now. Remember, it was people's their sexual preferences and gender. So now it wasn't only about color; it was about if you were a woman, white, could be white woman, or if you were LGBT, wherever it is, if you were that. So back then, when I was going through it was affirmative action.
It was affirmative action, right?
Action. It was just about, but I don't think I was an affirmative action hire when I got hired, but I did see people. There were times where people that weren't qualified, and they could have been black or Mexican, weren't qualified, and they struggled doing the job. It was sad, and you knew. I mean, you knew. I saw it, and so it was. And that wasn't me. I always made sure, I'm staying on top of my stuff. I was just. That's just how I'm built. But I did see there were times where they hired this person because they had that number, whatever that check box to check that box. I did to see it.
You seen it? That's deep. That's deep.
Yep.
That's deep.
Yeah. And I used to try being a hiring manager. I would try to help our people out, right? And I would interview, and I would hope, man. I was hoping they interview well, and they just. It was tough, and then maybe wasn't ready, and I wouldn't put my name. I did one time. I did that once. Once I did that, and this dude, his name was Kenny. I was in Fresno, my first supervisory job, so I hired him like be a mail clerk, and he was terrible, missing work. He was calling in sick, but I gave him a chance. That was the time I did it, but after that, I always would hope somebody would come in that was qualified, and then because if I had somebody that looked like me and somebody who did it, and they were equal, well, I'm picking the person who looked like me.
Right.
You know what I mean? But in insurance, it wasn't a whole lot of people anyway that were not a lot of black people going to insurance on the claim side. So
that's deep, man.
Yeah.
That's deep.
But I
So
should pull it for I should pull because you see resume, you can tell by people's names sometimes. I'm like,
you
okay,
know
well
they
this
black, right. And
this could be
but
assistant.
that's the thing. That's the thing. You wanna at least make if they're qualified. Like that's what I thought it was about. Like you're
Yep.
not just picking a person just to have a person. You're actually
Yes.
looking for a person who's actually qualified
Yeah.
to do it. You know what I'm
Yep.
saying? Even though, yeah, he's black, but he's also qualified. Like they use the pilot example. You don't want just because he black, you want this dude to actually know how to fly and
Fine
land
plane. Yeah.
a plane. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So,
It was
that's what
wild, man.
you
It
hope.
was
But
wild. Yeah.
to even get the opportunity to show that you're qualified, sometimes you may need somebody that's pulling for you. Like you say, your girl knew somebody that could actually help you out because if you go to Mission Hills, they don't even want to give you a shot to find out if you qualified or not.
And it's funny, you know how I found out? You know what happened? How I found out was they hired one black dude, and my car got into a car accident, and then it was with State Farm before I started working for him. The adjuster who came over to my house, to my apartment, he was a black dude by my height, looked like me. His name was Sean. That's how I found out. I'm like, wait a minute, that was my position.
Wow.
And so, yeah, that was
Wow.
wild, man. That was wild. I only had like a month before I was graduating. My job at the law office I was with, they had replaced me, and I was training that person. So that's how I figured out what happened was they hired him. They hired me, but they hired him too. But then they just said they never offered me a position. It
That's
was
crazy. We can only
crazy.
take one of y'all.
Yep, that's what it
It's
was.
true.
Yep,
we
He
we
laughed.
got we gonna fill our quota with just one of y'all. So
yep.
enemy
He laughed.
that's
Yep,
crazy.
that was crazy. That was in December of 1994. I still remember
You'll
that.
never, hey, you'll never forget that, huh? Hell
Never
no,
forget it,
huh?
man. Never forget that, man.
See?
But his name was Sean. He told me, yeah, I just started like last month.
Yeah, that's
I
fucked
remember
up.
that.
So
So,
so
He didn't know shit.
so tell me about the shirt, man. What how can I retire early?
man, I worked with State Farm 10 years. I worked with Farmers Insurance for another 3 in Texas. I lived around different states. So then my last company I was with was they were based out of Arizona. And so I was there. I lived in Arizona from 2008 until the pandemic. So I moved here in August 2020. But one of my goals, man, I always knew that jobs they control our salary, but we're the ones responsible for controlling our income. And I knew I didn't want to work like my dad. He was like 7 years old, still going to work, doing construction work. And I'm
See,
like, I don't want to do that. I want to retire early and find a way for me to get out by like 55 was my goal. So I'm like, if I could be retired early, so I started just doing stuff on the internet, doing different things. I found something online I can do part time that helps me bring in income, you know, on the internet, doing it part time outside of my job. And so I ended up doing that, and then but the business took off, man, and it actually replaced it. It made more than my income on my job, within about that took probably three years. So 3 years ago, I'm making more doing my side gig than my job was. So, but I stayed. I was like, I'm gonna keep doing it. It's not hard. I'm working at home now. And then on September 3rd this year, they scheduled a Zoom meeting with me. And then the senior vice president was like, yeah, Marcus, we're eliminating your position today. And I'm like, okay, it's this cost cutting, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, yeah. But I was smiling at him because I was going to quit anyway at the end of the year. So,
Wow.
but they paid me severance. They gave me some money going out to leave. So it worked out. But I do this online, you know.
It's okay. It's just a dream.
Help on a lot of people with their health, and that's, you know, without we don't have our health, man, we don't have our wealth. So, and just for me, my mom died at 51 years old from cancer. My biological dad, he died at, my mom was 52 when she died. My biological dad was 51. He died from cancer too. Then my dad that raised me, he dropped dead from a heart attack. And so, and when he died, man, I was almost 300 pounds. Darrell, if I can believe that picture I sent you guys at one, the side by side, I was 297. So I went from being called slim in college to big Marcus. And so when my pops died, man, I was like, my daughter was only like 6. I'm like, I gotta take care of my health. So that's when I went and started eating better and lost like 80 pounds and became more passionate about health. So that's what I primarily do is just help show people how to, you know, get healthy.
Okay.
Right.
So
Is that the side business you started that started making more than your
yeah.
regular job? Just okay.
Yep.
Health and wellness. Okay.
Healthy.
So do you train or do you just teach people how to eat and how to?
I have there's some products I actually promote and sell so people can buy it, right? They can go to the website and they can buy it. And also I became a certified personal trainer just to get the information. So I share information with people. I have a Facebook group. People join for free. I just send stuff, just post stuff in there just to help them with like learn how to eat or exercising. And if they want to buy the products, you know, they can do that. So, but it's something.
What type of products? What type of products are they? Do they help with high blood pressure, diabetes, or what mostly do they help with, or how do you what are the products?
It's a lot. Yeah, they're all plant-based organic products. And so when one of them, you ever heard of black seed oil?
Black seed oil?
Black seed oil. So that's one of the products I promote. So this little bottle like this. So this is the one I promote. That product right there is good. It takes care of everything except death, right? So blood pressure.
Black seed oil, the ancient secret for modern wellness. It boosts immunity, supports clear skin, and fuels your energy naturally. A few drops a day to power your best life.
Blood sugar, cholesterol. It's amazing. That's just one of them, but it's all plant-based products.
That oil right there, you put a couple drops in your water, or what you do?
I drop this under my tongue, but you can put it in water or coffee because it's kind of spicy. It's kind of hot, like pepper. Okay. So I'll drop under my tongue, but yeah. So there's like a lot of everything organic, plant based. So this
question. Hey Marcus, where can we get that at? You know, let them know where can we get that at. The product.
I have a website that has my favorite products. It says shopwithcoach.com.
Okay, you hear that? Got that? You know, letting the audience know.
Shopwithcoach.com.
Yeah, because what happened was back in 2011 when my dad died, right? And so I'm like, I gotta get healthy. So I lost the weight. I started posting stuff on Facebook about eating healthy, exercising. People on Facebook, they started calling me Coach Marcus. And so
I got a post on there when you did that because I know what you talked about. Because I started messing with you when you was doing that. I remember. Yeah, because I got a post when you started doing that. So he's right for real.
Yep. So Facebook world started calling me Coach Marcus. So that's that's my online name is Coach Marcus. But to everybody else, I'm just Marcus. You know what I mean? So that's why I had that shopwithcoach.com. I list some of the favorite products that I use and promote.
So you say, okay, so people can join your online your Facebook page for free. But now, if someone wants to work with Coach Marcus, so they contact you and you do you like they tell you like, hey, I'm having problems with cholesterol or something, and then you I don't want to say prescribe because then that are you a doctor? Do you prescribe or do you just suggest to people that they do this or that?
Yeah. Well, first, I ain't knocking medicine, injections and pills. There's a place for them, but they got side effects and stuff, man. And so many people, man, just taking medication and then take another medication for the one they're taking just to.
Right, right.
So I'm all about doing plants over pills. So all the products are all plant based, and so I just let them know, hey, you know what, I recommend using A, B, C, or D, or just start with one thing. I'm trying to find out what the main concern is. Is it weight? Is it blood pressure? Blood sugar? Then I'll recommend, hey, go to my site, and this is what I think you should buy and try.
Mm. Okay, okay, okay. That's deep. So when you were 297, did you have ailments? Did you have ailments like did you have high blood pressure? Were you diabetic or anything or what it
Thank God, man. Thank God. The only thing I dealt with, because from football, I hurt my knees. I had to operate on twice. So I dealt with arthritis in my right knee. My lower back was just hurting because my stomach was just pulling on my back. So my lower back's hurting. Just my joints, man, my ankles and stuff was just, and then my cholesterol was like, back then it was a 242. That was as high as my cholesterol I got. So then I'm snoring, at nighttime. My wife would wake me up to turn over because I'm snoring. And then as I lost the weight, then all that stuff just stopped.
wow. Okay.
So
Okay. So when you lost the weight, you started exercising or you just you changed your diet all the way up or how did it work to lose the weight?
it's funny, Stone. I was I was exercising, right? When I'm at work eating candy, donuts, Costco cake, like that, that icing on the Costco cake. I would eat the icing and everything. And so my diet was terrible. I was just eating all kind of junk, but I was still going to the gym. I'm going to the gym, but still was big. I still was big Marcus. And one day my wife, after my dad died, my wife was like, hey, something ain't adding up because we don't buy junk food in the house, but your stomach keep getting bigger. What's going on? And so it was like I had to come. It's like a confessional. You ever been to Catholic school? You confess to the priest.
Right.
I was like, yeah. I say I take the salad from home, but then I work. I'm eating all the food we got at work. The cookies, Panera cookies, those big giant cookies from Panera Bread, the bagels, the candy, like those red. I'm knocking all kinds of stuff, man. So I couldn't exercise enough to burn off all the calories I was eating. So once I changed how I ate and kept doing my workout, like walking on a treadmill, and that's when the weight just came off.
Yeah, so you gotta change the diet. Gotta change the diet.
Yeah.
What's the main thing you feel a person needs to cut out? Like is it carbs or because I got a buddy that he said he eat all protein. That's all he eats is protein. He don't eat no carbs. Is that a way to do it or what?
That's short term. That's good, but for the kidneys, long term, that's too much protein he getting for his kidneys to process. So I just believe eating balance. You can have some carbs. The main thing is that sugar. If you can control how much sugar you're getting, like drinking it or eating it, that right there. If people control their blood sugar, that'll help control a lot of stuff.
But a lot of people say like fruit is sugar. So can you explain good sugars and bad sugars?
Yeah, like fruit is good. Remember, because it's fructose. Remember, when you eat the fruit, you're getting the fiber with it too. So you getting like a apple. You getting the apple peel, and all that. So what happens when you eat fruit? Your blood sugar is not going to spike as fast because that fiber is going to slow down. It slows down the release of the blood into your bloodstream, right? But when you eat refined sugar like that white sugar, or like honey is sugar, like eating like just regular sugar, that's been refined, so all the nutrients were stripped away. So there's no fiber. You get a straight sugar. So when that hits your bloodstream, that makes your blood blood sugar
Black seed
go
oil,
up, and
the
then
ancient
insulin
secret
tries
for
to go
modern
out.
wellness.
Insulin tries to
It
take
boosts
the blood
immunity,
sugar, it takes it
supports
to your
clear
cells
skin,
as
and
energy.
fuels your energy
But
naturally.
so much blood
A few
sugar,
drops a day
then your
to
body
power
can't
your
make
best
enough
life.
insulin to take it and make it into energy. So that's why those extra calories from the sugar get stored into your fat cells.
Wow.
Yep.
Wow.
So,
Okay.
but people don't realize like the juices. If you're going to juice, make your own. Get you a juicing machine and make your own juice. Because even them juice you buy in the bottles in the store, look at the sugar content. That gets locked. And look at the serving size. Because remember, those bottles you're getting, those are for two people. The little 16-ounce bottles, and they may say 32 grams of sugar, but that's for half the bottle. You know what I mean? So you drink the whole thing in a day. That's 64 grams of sugar. So yeah, so this is stuff like that. Just being aware, knowing how to read the labels. But yeah, man. But sugar, that gets, especially our people. You know, like alcohol. That alcohol gets converted to sugar, right? So I ain't saying don't drink, just do it in moderation. You know what I mean? But and always try to pair like some. If you're going to have some sugar, have some protein with it, or some vegetables, just so that it'll slow down the release of the sugar into your bloodstream.
Wow.
Yep.
So what do you feel about weed? Is weed something that is all right?
I've never done it. I've lit it for people, but never took a puff. Like I never did it. So for me, like CBD, THC, all that stuff, I think those are medicinal, and
right.
I don't have a problem with it. So I think it's good. It helps people with some people with pain. Right. People relax. You know what I mean? For me, I don't have a problem with it. I've never done it. I never smoked marijuana before, but I've been around it. You know, I've been in my boys growing up. You know, in the car. I'm probably I got the contact high, but I don't have a problem with people smoking marijuana.
Okay. Just saying, just throwing it out, just asking.
Yeah. But some people say it's bad for the lungs.
Right.
I don't know. That's okay. I know the people I know that smoke it, they still around. They've been around for a long time.
That's an honest answer. Like I said, I don't smoke as of now, but I used to smoke a lot back in the day. But yeah, it's but so yeah, I was just wondering where you stood on it and everything like that. But nah, man. So look, we at an hour and 17 right now. So let's give your social media sites and stuff where people can reach you at, man.
I got some here. Just look. If you type, just go on Facebook. You can type Coach Marcus Jones, and that's my name on all the social media platforms. YouTube is Coach Marcus Jones. Facebook, I'm primarily on Facebook a lot. So on there and just look me up there, and they can connect with me there. But I have Instagram, Coach Mark. I'm a Coach Marcus Jones on everything.
On everything? Okay. So
Yeah.
you got Instagram, you got YouTube, and you got Facebook too?
I have Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. Yeah. So
Okay.
TikTok.
Cool, cool, cool.
Hey, so let me ask you a question. Hold on. So how's your TikTok going?
my TikTok is trash. I don't do all that crazy. I'm not doing. It's trash. I just post stuff on there, man. I get some likes and follows, but I don't post like the trends, that stuff they have people doing with the person dance behind them saying if they dance for me, then they'll do. I don't do. I just post
Don't
my
do none of
weight
that
loss.
crazy. Okay.
I post the money stuff, you know, the weight,
Okay,
the
that's what we're talking
wellness
about.
stuff. I just try to keep it consistent. So
Okay.
I ain't using TikTok the way it's supposed to be used. But
We ain't on TikTok either. We on our way to TikTok, y'all. So we're on our way too.
He said the money stuff. What do you mean by the money stuff? What
man,
that?
man, the big thing we talked about this the other day is like education. You know, growing up, nobody ever talked to me about money. You know,
Okay.
no, not about saving it, not about investing it. Man, I was 27 years old before I knew you could buy stock. And then back then,
Wow.
you know, it was harder. You had to have a stockbroker. You know, go to like a building and have a stockbroker, and then and tell them how much stock you want to buy. Give them the money. They go and place the trade. You know, so I try to educate people a lot about like not being in debt, like how to get their credit fixed without paying somebody to do it. It's not that hard. But mainly about setting themselves up to where they can like grow their income and put the money to work for them by investing some of it.
Okay.
And my preferred method, I invest in the stock market. Not all individual stocks like Apple. I have some Apple, but I like mutual funds and ETFs, the exchange traded funds. I do those, and so just put the money to work. And they didn't teach us that, so that's why our wealth. When they look at the wealth numbers, the white people are here, the Chinese people are here, and even the Hispanics are ahead of us. You got us down here, so
We always in the bottom, man. That's what we trying to change, man.
yeah. So just educating people.
So you invest in mutual funds, you said?
Yeah, I do mutual funds. ETFs are they're similar to mutual funds. They're called exchange traded funds,
Okay.
and I like those because a lot of those are free. So
Free?
as far as the funds, they have an expense fee. So
Okay.
the people that manage them, they charge a fee to manage those funds, right? And so, but as far as like ETFs, there are a lot of them. You can buy an ETF that has a whole bunch of different companies under the ETF. You buy those. A lot of those are like free to.
Okay.
I mean, you're not paying a fee to invest. You just buying them. $5, $10, whatever you have.
You could buy you
Because
could so you can invest with $5 and $10.
you could it's called fractional shares. So back in the day, like back when I first learned about stock, back when we were 20, 25, 26, you had to have, say a stock cost $100, you had to have $100 to buy the share. You couldn't take $50 and buy a half a share. You had to buy the whole thing. Well, now if somebody had $5, they can go on to an app like Stash or Robinhood. They can go on, set up a Stash account, link it to their bank, transfer money there. You can buy a stock or mutual or ETF that's on there for like $5 worth. So you won't have the whole share. Say the share is $100 per share. You have $5. Well, you have $5 worth of that share, worth of that stock. It's just a fractional. So even if that stock double from $100 to 200, well, your $5 will go from 5 to 10. You know what I mean?
Right. So I think that's the scary part of dealing with stocks that you gotta wait. You gotta wait that little time without your money.
That's
So what do you tell people when they don't want to get that money up and then have to wait on it, and then it's the possibility that it's not coming back? So what do you tell them?
it's risky. There's no guarantee. I mean, that's why you research it. You know, look at. I don't buy a lot of individual stocks like companies. Like my iPhone, I use Apple, so I do have Apple stock. But as far as just going out there just buying all kind of different companies, I don't do that. I let them know, you know, think long term. Like think about this money is money you won't need for like 10 years, right?
Mm.
So if it's $100 a month, think about, you know, I'm putting this away and I won't touch this for the next 10 years, right? Just think long term, because we look at the stock market over the years, it's had more ups than it has downs. So
the average person, if they put $100 a month into, like, say, mutual funds, in 10 years, what do you think they would have?
you figure if they like the average stock return right now is like 10% a year. So you figure that they put in $100 a month, that's $1,200 in a year. So that's what, at least $120 back that they'll make. But then they take that 120, don't touch that money from the dividends. If it's the dividend stock, have that and invest it back into the stock and buy more of it with the dividends. So it's not their money. The dividends are paying for it. They call it DRIP, the dividend reinvestment plan.
Mm-hmm.
It's called DRIP. And just keep doing that, so that way the dividends are buying more stock, and your $100 is buying more of that particular stock. Then they'll see it grow. So people, they get about the end of, in 10 years, that $100 a month, they probably have like $20,000, $30,000.
Okay.
But it's like having they gotta look at it like, you know how we pay our taxes first out of our check.
Right.
It's like that $100. If it's $100, that's just a tax you gotta pay to invest in whatever stock you want to buy, or ETF or mutual fund. But think long term, and that's what got me. I was like, I'm like, I want to see my money now, and that's what we want our money now, right? I'm like, well, I had to change my mindset, but we weren't taught that. My Jewish friends, they were taught that when they were little kids, right?
Yeah.
And so we weren't.
The Jewish kid is not buying $300 tennis shoes and $500 t-shirts and shit like that. They not tripping off flossing and all that shit. Yeah, that's the difference too.
And that's the one thing I had to go from not trying to show that, okay, I have some money, trying to have because I've been bankrupt twice, man. So the first bankruptcy, I filed bankruptcy, I was 28. And so I was 28 and I was 30. I was 30 years old when I filed, ran up all kinds of credit card debt, wanted to have the suits. I was stupid. Filed bankruptcy, and then years later, filed bankruptcy again, because when I got promoted with State Farm, I went out and bought a Mercedes SUV. It was like $800 a month, right? Went out and bought Mercedes, did some other stupid stuff, went bankrupt again, man. So after the second time, I'm like, I ain't ever doing that again. So, and that was when I learned, okay, it's not about trying to impress anybody, just being, take a percentage of my money, just put it away, invest it, try to keep my debts low, so that, if it wouldn't take a whole lot to run my household if I didn't have a whole bunch of debt.
Right.
So keep the debt low, and then just invest as much as was comfortable, and get past that mindset of buying $300 shoes like I used to do. Because that $300, imagine my $300 worth of stock, and it increases by 50% a year. Say every year goes up by 50%. that $300 pair of shoes costs more than $300.
Right. Nah, real
So
deal.
it's that mindset, but they don't teach. Our kids don't know. We weren't taught that. So how our kids gonna know it?
Nah,
Unless we.
yeah. Nah, that's exactly why I'm glad you speaking on it, man. So people can get all this type of information from Coach Marcus. It's Coach Marcus
Coach
dot net.
Marcus Jones, just
Coach
Coach
Marcus
Marcus.
Jones.
Yep, I'm on there, and I'm always posting that type of stuff for free on Facebook and
Okay.
Instagram. Just dropping the information. I do have a YouTube channel. I started a new YouTube channel, so it's Coach Marcus Jones official. So that's the one.
Official.
Yeah, that's the one they want to follow. But that's where I'm dropping more knowledge like this on that channel.
Okay. So yeah, man.
Well, you got some new subscribers right here, brother.
Yeah,
So don't forget.
subscribe to you, man. We're gonna
Tapping
definitely
in.
subscribe to you and try to get some more people to subscribe because shoot, a lot of people can use health and wellness coaching, and a lot of people can use financial coaching. I tell you that much right now, especially like you say in our community, we the highest on in the diabetes and strokes, and we the highest in poverty. So we all
Yeah,
we all can humble ourselves and use some coaching. So it's good to know that it's a brother that really that understands this type of
yeah,
stuff and actually opening himself up
yeah.
to
I did. Well, good. I mean, I did. I just share what I know. It's like it doesn't do me any good to take this to my grave without sharing the information. At least put it out there. People listen to it. Good. If they don't, good. I mean, at least people will have the information, whether it's for their health or for their finances. I'm not a financial expert. I just learn the game, and just how to get ahead financially, and we can teach our kids and grandkids or nieces and nephews, start with them when they're young,
right.
so they get to start that we didn't have that stuff. My daughter she graduated from Arizona State University in May, and so for her college, I paid for the whole thing because I didn't want her dealing with student loans.
Having no debt, yeah.
Yeah, and then she's doing her master's degree now, so I pay for that too. So
That's beautiful.
So
Wow.
she'll have a head start. Hey, at least that part is done for her. She won't have debt when she
Right.
gets done. But how many of our folks want to go to school but can't because they can't afford it? So
For real.
yeah,
That should be everybody's goal, to be able to pay for their
yeah,
kids going to school and having their kids start off their adult life with no debt. That's beautiful.
yeah.
That's
And have a skill, man. I always tell people
have
your job controls your salary, but you're the one who controls your income. So that's why I was selling new newspapers at 5. I was always trying to find other ways to make some money. So even in corporate America, I never like going to, I was never comfortable waiting for a man to give me a raise, especially a white man, telling me, hey, Marcus, we're giving you a 2% raise this year. I'm like,
wow.
2%? Inflation was like 4%.
I'm telling you, hey, that's it.
So it's like, so that's why it's important for anybody out there. If we can teach our kids younger to not just rely on that income from their job, have some other skills they can have that can bring in some more income.
Wow. Okay. So yeah, man, that's deep. I appreciate you coming on, man. We at 133. I appreciate you coming on and spending this time with us, man.